Okay, so episodes that they thought were showing Jiren, who were showing the big fight, they started advertising them like boxing matches. And they were showing it at strip clubs.
Yep. Fuck yes.
So, you're uninitiated. Is
Yeah,
what it is.
I was. I don't.
Not uninitiated.
No. Should I piss off the anime fans and you guys in the same stroke?
No.
Okay, I'll stop then.
That's the
I
worst
stopped
thing
watching anime in roughly 7th grade because Dragon Ball Z was the Cell Saga was over. Boo was fine around that time, and then that's about it. I watched all of Toonami. I'm very familiar with Prime Toonami. Then it started getting weird. Then they killed off Bob, and they brought him back as a weirdo, and I saw none of that.
I had a clip that I wanted to kind of ingratiate with you because the thing about anime, it's just a method for storytelling. We're going to go a little bit into the history of why it is so predominant in Mexican American culture, why it is so predominant with people that are just first generation here for the most part. But so, what would you say about a boxing anime?
It's just gonna be slow motion punches or super fast punches.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong,
Like
but it's slow motion for a
hyper-stylized.
reason because, I mean, it's the same thing as a comic. A comic is hyper-stylized, but it's still a method of storytelling. So the thing that I wanted to see, and then I don't know how short a video you can find, but it would be Ippo versus Ricardo. You watch all of Rocky for like 10 minutes of fighting. The reason that I picked this clip specifically, it's like, for one, there's not a lot of Mexicans in anime. They don't get a lot of crossover. And two,
I've seen the ones that do, at least one of them.
Which one?
The one that you keep showing in their group chat. That I don't wanna
Mexico
spoil just
Gundam?
yet. Yeah.
The robot?
That's not a person.
I'll take it.
How far are you in One Piece?
Just Rosa still.
Okay. So you'll see there is a Hispanic-esque character
Yeah.
in One Piece.
Yeah, wait, there's pirates. Of course, there better fucking be. At least Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty.
I mean, we haven't had.
No, they actually have one dude who likes in his sombrero. I think he like a taco something. I don't know.
I'm just saying. It's been around for like 30 years, and second of all, it's pirates. You have to cross the Cuban area, the Caribbean, if you will.
No, there's
It's not
nothing to
in
do
the
in the
real
real
world.
world.
Yeah.
Oh well, then you can make an island Mexico. That's fine.
That's what they did.
Just Rosa.
Actually,
Just Rosa. Just Rosa is more Spain, but
No, they have like they have a character because there's a thing called like a gathering of countries, and one of the country leaders, I mean, it's very stereotypical, but he's Hispanic technically. You can tell.
Okay, you guys are you're selling me on anime is not working so far.
Hey man, we just
Still open.
We're just getting proper representations of black people. I gotta wait. Gotta care for my own.
I mean, it did take like a long time.
Bro, how many? Mr. Popo is an example. You get that.
Just as a little bit of background, apparently anime started in Mexico at about the same time as it did in the United States, but it didn't start with Astro Boy, which
yeah. So in the United States, the guy responsible for bringing over like Astro Boy and Gigantor was Fred Ladd. I think that's his name. If it's not Fred Ladd, it's Frank Ladd. He worked for NBC Universal at the time. He was in his late 30s. So, well, it wasn't NBC Universal. It was just NBC, right?
Right.
But it was in
Conglomerate didn't exist then.
It was in the 60s. So, yeah, he brought over Astro Boy, Gigantor, and Speed Racer. But he had to sort of navigate the cultural differences between Japan. Because Astro Boy, you look at that and you're like, it's fine. It's like Disney-esque.
Cute robot.
Right, but, I mean, Japan don't give a shit about tits like America does.
Nah.
There's tits in Astro Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nudity wasn't a big deal in Japan because it's fucking hot and humid. So, like, chicks would take off their tops all the time.
Okay.
It was fine. It was perfectly natural. And, yeah, so even in the manga, in the early works, there would be, like, chicks topless, like, not major plot points, but, like, they'd be there in the background, or maybe, like, a bachelor was looking through an adult magazine or something. And it was fine. Like, it's no big deal.
Okay.
But yeah, that's something that he had to navigate around, and that's sort of like why a lot of anime in the States was edited to hell.
I mean, shoot, that's how 4Kids came into fruition.
Yeah.
That's why some kids look at rice balls and think they're jelly donuts.
Yeah, I thought that at one point.
I mean, in general, there is an element that Mexico, or I think it was called it was like Intergon or something. Intertrack was responsible for bringing over most of the thing, because they just bought it in bulk. Mexico, unlike the United States, didn't make a lot of their own stuff. They made novelas, and then they just bought a lot of other stuff. So they bought cartoons, and
It was cheap.
Yeah,
Right.
So they bought anime by the bulk, and they didn't even know what it was. Sometimes, like hentai would air. Like
Yeah.
apparently, there was one called Mr. Payne or Doctor
Professor Payne.
Professor Payne. It just air.
Yeah.
they
Spanish
didn't-
name was Amor en las... damn it, I keep forgetting.
I bet someone was watching like, this is the best animated I've ever
Did they
seen.
not decide to watch it, or they didn't care?
It
Little of
varies.
both.
They have to translate it, so they did watch it. They just
It varies from like country to country. So like in Brazil, there's like nude beaches, right?
Right.
And any country adjacent to Brazil is gonna be like, oh, they could just like crack open a window and see that shit.
Right.
So those countries, like, who cares?
Right, right.
And a lot of them also just kind of survived a revolution or a dictatorship that they went through. So violence was also like, who cares? The
Right.
real shit's right there.
So in Dragon Ball, well, Speed Racer is actually a really good example. You can see explosions and people dying in the Mexican Speed Racer.
Yeah.
There's an episode of Sailor Moon which doesn't air in the United States but airs in Mexico, where she gets drunk.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I can see that culturally working in Mexico.
But overall, because they just bought it in bulk and they they sold some of them as telenovelas. Like actually, the first.
Holy shit! Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, I'm looking up Speed
What
Racer
can you do?
deaths.
Are you looking up like?
Well, I was just
All the
looking at
violence?
Oh, yeah, no, that's what it came up to. It's not my fault. It said all the fiery explosions against the grain. Fling them off, and
He's dead.
yeah,
America on the inverse was very much like, hey, they're not. If you read some quotes from the like president of 4Kids, he really didn't give a fuck. Like he was like, "I'm."
and 4Kids being Foxes. Saturday morning package.
Yeah, Saturday morning package.
Yeah,
It's
just for the kids out there who don't know.
its
what 4Kids
history is weird and complex because for a while it was literally Fox.
okay.
Like Fox and 4Kids were one and the same.
Right.
And then
And
kind of
then Saban was also part of it. So Power Rangers was also under the same umbrella as all the 4Kids stuff.
Right.
Yu-Gi-Oh, Power Rangers.
Right. Just to give them some context to people who may not know.
the 4Kids lineup was stacked because they had everything. But what came into that, I mean, the guy literally in 2006, 2007, he was like, manga's dying. Japan is dying, right? Because he really, like, in terms of him, he was like, kids don't read. He was like, kids
Readings for suckers.
He's like manga.
Kids
like,
are too fucking fat to read.
Yeah, I'm of the same mindset.
But so in terms of what he was trying to do was literally just trying to like almost not mutilate, but like cut up and really mess with how a lot of the shows were presented. There were some shows that were handled pretty well, like Pokemon. Like a lot of people who grew up on the regular Pokemon like were fine with it. Like I
Right.
mean, it's great, it's iconic, it's great.
Yeah.
But then you have shows, but then you can see some handlings there. But then you have shows like. I mean, One Piece got the shortest end of the stick.
So what happened with short stick? What happened with One Piece?
I mean, actually,
One Piece sort of
no, save it. Why don't you play the One Piece rap? We're dreaming. How did that happen? Yo,
Guys.
he took a bite of gum. I know that. I know this. I know the rap like the back of my head. But you could literally search up the differences between. So what I'm saying is that like you could see the differences between. Because let me tell you right now, the One Piece original opening.
Is it about the manga or American versions between the Japanese version?
Yeah, like so the
well, between the 4Kids version, because now Funimation has the rights.
Funimation has the rights. So 4Kids versus normal, and like Sanji, one of the
Sorry.
Right. Sanji's the ship's cook, and he's a chain smoker. He's regularly smoking. 4Kids can't show anyone smoking. That'd be bad.
Okay.
So they edited all of his cigarettes to be lollipops.
So you know,
He has
and you
a
notice like you can
sugar
even
Oh,
see
so they got rid of
blood,
some of
right?
the blood. Yeah, let me see.
Yeah.
Let's go back to that. That was a vivid. Oh, yeah. Wait,
They
so they
just-
just cut it
they-
around
yeah.
it. Okay.
But
This is fucking crazy.
So somebody was telling me that the thing where this is the biggest, it was one of the first OGs of Mexican anime was Saint Seiya, or so in America it's Knights of the Zodiac, and there's only 32 episodes that were allowed to be shown, and in Mexico they do the whole series, all
114 episodes.
All
4
114
OVAs, 2
episodes.
theatrical movies.
Oh, yeah, I've seen some of these. Or no, that's you guys. Yeah. Saint Seiya.
So-
Saint Seiya.
So they bleed a lot.
Yeah. The main dude, like, gets his shit wrecked, goes through, like, Colosseum pillars,
Oh, Jesus.
goes blind, like, temporarily during a fight.
It gets hit so hard.
Yeah. Out
Oh,
of
shit.
just exhaustion and getting his shit rocked.
Okay.
see, but you can see that within these conversations, right? Because you weren't really exposed to any, like, how do I put it? His like pure sourced anime
Right.
growing up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It was all filtered through
It's all
Toonami for me.
So whenever you make that, usually whenever you make that, sly of like, hey, just slow motion punches and kicks and whatever, right?
And yelling and powering up. And are they still on Namek?
Yeah, okay, look, that is only Dragon Ball Z because that's the only thing you've seen. But the main,
We'll get to that.
Oh, I was like, well, Gundam, there's just more waiting.
So-
like, I've seen anime, and they all have different pluses
go,
and minuses.
We can go to a different topic then, of another aspect that made anime super popular in Mexico and then so forth.
I was just gonna make the point that like, yeah, one second. I was just gonna make the point of like, but because of that adjustment, like stories like One Piece, where even though it looks cutesy, you wouldn't think it tackles bigger themes like racism and associating a lot of things like classes. Oh my God, it's one of the
Yeah.
best representations of classism you'll ever see.
Government corruption.
Corruption,
Revolution.
like slavery, like a lot of very dark themes. But because of the way they were presented here, like all of that's missing. Shoot, in the first episode of Yu-Gi-Oh, nigga's supposed to kill someone. So I mean, there's a lot of things that are
He's
missing.
supposed to kill somebody, and then he doesn't kill somebody. He got edited out that he did.
4 kids.
For kids.
No,
Yeah.
no death in Yu-Gi-Oh! Shadow Realm. Everyone that got sent to the Shadow Realm.
Shadow Realm
in
is death.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Wait, so you telling me that Yu-Gi-Oh, they were all fighting to the death?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stakes, man.
What part of black magic do you not understand? Like,
Why would you even fucking play?
because
Because obviously the card game decides economy. So I'm like,
The entire government is run by this fucking card game.
bro, you
dude.
could I could literally be like, hey, I want the excellence.
When it-
Now it's the black excellence. I'll duel you for it. Like, I mean,
But I'm just saying, like, Beyblades, they don't die. Like, they don't be like, all right, we're going to put you up and Beyblade your neck off. I hope not.
yeah, I mean, like,
Was
Marco.
that- don't tell me that Beyblade is a violent Beyblade out there.
Beyblade is made for kids.
In-
God damn. Okay, fine. Thank you.
In the Yu-Gi-Oh world, if Marco went off to war, and came back, bro, he has the best deck because obviously he wasn't using guns. He was just playing cards.
So I forgot a lot about Yu-Gi-Oh. Were they going to war with fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards?
no,
no, there was
they
never.
talk about war.
They talk
Yeah.
about war.
Why wouldn't they declare war with fucking real magic if they're going to kill somebody with it? Like, why not be like Exodia?
The magic is channeled through the
The cards. You have to play the card game to leverage things.
But couldn't you play the card game against a country? Like, all right, Afghanistan.
I will explain it. I will explain it later. But I just wanted to put the nuances there because your exposure, even my initial exposure, is way different than the pure sort of avenues that individuals like JJ and Marco got to see.
So another way that they were able to sell it, like I was saying earlier, is they actually got really big into a lot of the romantic animes. They sold them as telenovelas, is what
Yeah.
they did.
Okay, that
So
makes sense.
one of the first ones that I ever saw, because I got in after JJ, so I didn't see Super Campeones. I didn't see
Saint Seiya.
Saint Seiya. I didn't see any of those other ones.
Mazinger.
The first one I remember is Ranma 1.5.
Yeah.
Hey.
Ranma. I actually still know the theme song to that one too.
I'm just trying to find somewhat high quality images. There you go.
Yes.
These people.
So what do you think it's about, just by looking at it?
It's like, are these accurate?
No,
Images,
that's like kind of
this-
the in between. That is accurate.
Yeah. girls do things and then guys do things, and it's like, oh man, I hope I could get her, and then she's like, he could never have me, or maybe, who knows?
Who wants to do it? Who wants to do it?
JJ.
All right. So go back to the first picture.
Yes,
that one?
Yeah.
Same guy.
What?
Yeah. Also, his dad's a panda.
What?
Ranma is a martial artist. His name's Ranma.
Okay.
And his dad is also a martial artist. And they heard about this cursed spring in China, where apparently it's like the bomb diggity to train at. Like, you train there, instant Goku.
Okay.
So they go over there to train. The reason it's cursed is because there's different springs. And if you fall into either one of those little pools, you'll have a different curse put on you.
Okay.
Ranma falls into the curse, into the pool of the drowned girl. So every time cold water hits him, he turns into a girl.
Like, for until he warms up, or until he gets
Until it
into warm
dries
water?
off.
Until hot water gets splashed on him. Likewise,
Okay.
his father fell into the pool of the drowned panda. So every time cold water hits his body, he turns into a panda.
So the curse is whatever drowned inside the spring.
Pretty much.
Right. That's the easy part out of the way.
The least complicated.
So yeah, Sailor Moon and Cardcaptor Sakura famously had LGBT characters in them.
Whoa.
Like-
Not in America.
Yeah.
Wait, you're talking about Sailor Moon?
Yeah, Sailor Moon, was it Sailor
And like
Neptune.
Mars?
No,
Neptune.
Blue?
Neptune and Pluto, I think.
Yeah.
They're lovers. They're
What?
Also,
That's like Power Rangers being lovers. That don't make sense.
well,
they're girls.
They're girls.
it's set.
In the 80s.
Yeah, it's
No,
also
I'm
set
saying
a little
the
bit.
dynamic altogether. I'm not even. I'm removing the gay part. I'm just removing.
That's
you're
the
on a-
part you're supposed to focus on.
No, I'm just saying. If you got a squad of 5 people running
At
shit,
that point, there were 7.
whatever. If you got a squad of 7 people, boy or girl, you can't have them having higher stakes. That puts a weakness in the armor of the moon skip. The
I'm
Sailor
pretty
Scouts.
sure one of the Power Rangers have had to date, but that's not the point.
Well, Tommy and
And,
Pink
yeah,
Ranger
Pink
wanted
Ranger.
to, and I was not for it.
but to
You
say-
just hate love.
No,
fair,
I
the-
just wanted Kimberly.
Let me just explain something real quick. The Spartans were all for, like, hey, dude, these guys need to love each other because then they'll fight extra hard to make sure they make it back.
Yeah, and look where the Romans are now.
I said Spartans.
Look where the
Spartans
Spartans
were
are
Greek.
now.
very Greek.
They're like the
Look where
mascot to a whole bunch of universities. They're pretty popular.
So until the Power Rangers and Sailor Moon are a bunch of mascots to universities.
300 was super popular.
And they didn't show any of the homosexuality.
True, because
This is
we're
why they all
America and
died.
We're scared.
I know.
That was
But-
all Zack Snyder.
To even pivot from what they're saying, like in terms of romantic anime, like that sounds crazy in terms of Ranma 1.5, but there's plenty of very just real, genuine representations of romance via the medium. Like, I mean, Your Name just recently came out, right? But there's even outside of the thing is, what's weird is you haven't seen like a harem anime, right?
What?
Harem
anime where the dude is just like juggling women or like getting into hijinks.
man,
That's a genre? Harem?
Yes!
Anime?
Of course.
You said you saw
Muyo
Tuna-
one?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Okay,
you saw
yeah.
Tun-
I enjoyed
yeah,
that
Tenchi.
one. Yeah, Tenchi I enjoyed.
Yeah, see, so what I'm saying is like for you, I'm not understanding why you'd have a blast.
Because I'm 12 at the time, and I'm like, yeah.
No,
all
you'd
these
have a
women.
blast with watching a harem anime because it's like a competition between the women.
That sounds stressful, though, man. I'd be like, Tenchi, no.
It's awesome.
Get with this one instead.
But there's just so many avenues.
That is where the whole pick your waifu thing comes from.
That's where the joke comes from. But there's so many avenues.
I don't want to go down this avenue, you guys. You're
Shampoo
right.
is best girl.
and once again,
Shampoo
they weren't
on
showing that level.
She turns into a kitty cat.
here in the U.S. Right? The conversation just with Sailor Moon, like a lot of these representations, it's also how the cultures, excuse me, it's also how the culture was able to handle those sorts of themes and thematic structures, right? Shoot, I mean, I say it all the time. America is one of the most immature countries out there. And that censorship, you can see, plays a role in terms of how we even are able to engage in conversation with certain topics.
It wasn't just that in terms of the American side of things. It was also that America kind of had like this superiority complex when it came to importing this kind of stuff.
And a superiority complex against Japan.
Yeah, like they, all of the earlier 80s stuff that came into America, like Robotech, Space Captain Harlock, Star Blazers, all of that stuff was like, we're going to finagle this and improve it. Make it like, it wasn't just like changing the names so they sound better to like American ears. Like you can't have like a bunch of Ryus running around.
Okay, yeah.
We're going to name him Jim. And Jim is going to save the world from, well, we can't say America's bad, the evil space empire.
Okay.
America's either really dope in anime or really bad.
Why not?
Well, I mean, just to kind of end, we're not ending the conversation, just ending the focus on Mexico and then moving on to us a little bit.
Well, I mean, that doesn't even sound like Mexico. That all sounds like it sounds like just what you guys just explained was anime in its purest form. That I guess Mexico is getting versus what we were getting.
So, to everyone, including the Japanese, Dragon Ball is actually more of a Mexican thing than they are. Like we just claim it more, is what it comes down, or they claim it more because Mexico does claim it. So the first time Mexico aired Dragon Ball, it actually didn't click in the 1980s, and then it got redubbed by the same company that made Super Campeones click and everything. And it took off. Like they did, yes, things like that happen.
Super Saiyajin. It's a gym, and it's just.
I actually have like a really good crescendo to how popular it got. So it just stuck when they rehashed it. They edited it a little bit so that the Mexican audience could connect to it. And now you get stuff like the soccer thing, the taco place that you just showed. But it's so like connected and integral to the culture that the government gave them the day off when the Tournament of Power was happening between Jiren and Goku.
Isn't that just a movie? Or
No, that's the last season.
And then I just sent you a poster real quick. Let me know when you can pull it up.
Is it the one I think it is?
I think it is.
Okay, going to come on Facebook, you fucking idiot. Sorry.
So as the tournament the way the episodes end, because you know how it is, on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Okay, so episodes that they thought were showing Jiren, who were showing the big fight, they started advertising them like boxing matches. Like you could find posters on the side of subway trains and things like that.
Right.
And it even got to the point where they were showing it at bars. They showed it, I think, in Juarez. They showed it in front of like 80,000 people or some shit like that in the middle of the city.
Town square, yeah.
And they were showing it at strip clubs.
Yep. Fuck yes.
Transmisión del capítulo. I don't know that in
130.
130. Si Goku gana esta batalla épica, un baile gratis para todos los free dance for everybody.
Fuck yeah. Goku pulls this one out.
La primer men's sports bar.
Be picking up my arms and shit. Come on. Henkirama.
All right, guys. I gotta say, I will say, if I get a free lap dance, I will watch the Tournament of Kings or whatever the fuck it's called.
Power,
whatever. I'll learn what it's called and then get my free lap dance.
Well, I mean, it's just it's really interesting because much like how Mexico claims Dragon Ball, so does Black culture.
I'm sorry, I can't stop looking at this poster. It's just like, why is Bulma there as an action figure? Go ahead.
So with how and it's very similar in terms of the understanding, right? Because fundamentally, the reason why most people in Mexico or most people in Black culture resonate with, well, actually, Black culture resonates with Vegeta, but I'm not gonna get into that. But hey, why we resonate with Dragon Ball is just because it's like the fundamental grind is it's a person who literally is from the boondocks, like works in farmland. And who grows to be the most powerful person. And so you really resonate with those areas for people who are, because a lot of, African Americans in America, a lot of systemic poverty. There's a lot of areas there. But shoot, when I went to go pick up daiquiris, saw another black dude in there, had a Dragon Ball Z shirt. That's not uncommon. And so,
At least now, at the time, I'm sure they were being bullied to shit, like most people who like the things that are popular now.
no, the one thing was Dragon Ball's the one like
Yeah, Dragon Ball
And
and
actually-
fast, like you're cool.
and honestly, most black people watch anime. Like or the basic few. Like if you talk to most people, they've seen Dragon Ball, Naruto, like not One Piece, Dragon Ball, but Dragon Ball, Naruto, Yu Yu Hakusho,
Yeah,
like a lot of
noted
those
celebrities,
baselines.
John Boyega and Michael B. Jordan are huge anime fans.
Shoot, Pharrell has a song influences. Like there's a lot of
Sorry,
Bruno.
I think Pharrell like I love Goku.
like I mean not
shit
just
like
Dragon
that.
Ball, but like anime in general.
I'm sorry, that's my one point of reference. If I only make Dragon Ball references, it's because that's all I remember.
Well,
See,
now you're gonna go watch
Especially
some
now
harem
about
anime.
the strip club. Like
Yeah.
now that he knows that, he's
Well, no, there's not going to be another tournament of power. It's going to be some other.
You don't know.
now we're getting Broly. We're getting 2 free lap dances for that shit.
Not even to be fair, but it holds nothing. No, I don't even want to say nothing. It's very similar, but Mexico's representation for Dragon Ball anything. I mean, shoot, for the Broly movie, damn near imploded.
I mean, there is.
I went to go watch the Dragon Ball movies in Mexico because America wasn't airing them. Like America
Took their time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So I went to go watch. It was on one of my lists. Summer blockbusters.
Right.
I went to go see The Tree of Might and I think World's Strongest in Mexico.
Right.
They just recently started making bigger anime movies regularly available in theaters.
Right.
And that's here, and that took forever. And Dragon Ball Broly, honestly, is the first one to really initiate that wave.
I mean, it's coming to a weird point in America now where it's Weathering with You is getting like special effects awards, and then what's the new Demon Slayer movie, Mugen Train?
Yeah,
Mugen
Mugen Train.
It was like #1 at the box office for a little bit. Like that's pretty impressive for an anime movie.
Right. I'm sorry. There's this video that I kind of want to watch, but it's 11 minutes long.
Oh yeah, I like that guy.
It's the
He's
time
like,
Japan tried to stop Mexico from enjoying Dragon Ball.
yeah, Japan tried to sue Mexico when all this stuff was going on, all the stuff that Mark mentioned, like airing it in the town square, airing it at strip clubs, bars, and stuff. Toei Animation tried to copyright claim pretty much all of Mexico.
Strip club? No.
Pretty much all of Mexico, and then they very quickly find out you can't stop Mexico.
You can't stop a shady Mexican strip bar from
No, someone said Mexico doesn't rule the world because they don't want to. So, I can
in
believe
that dude's
that.
video, he gets to a point where he says the Japanese embassy started sending letters to the Mexican government, and then they ended up settling the case by just mention Toei Anime. May say that we did this at least.
Presentados a Toei.
Thank you to Toei. Enjoy your lap dance.
Because I'm certain there's plenty of people in Mexico's government who are like, tear that letter up. This is Dragon Ball. You crazy?
Probably had it on a little TV or watching it on
Yeah,
his phone.
they were actually watching it when the letter
in the-
came.
Dude in the Mexican consulate was probably like in the gravity chamber. Doing push-ups, like, what does Japan want?